dung, 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 dung. You give me fever. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm coming down with human virus. Yeah, how does it feel now, eh? How does it feel now when I call you the dirty one? Do you know something? There are two twins in the audience from Sweden. There's a good one and an evil one. And we didn't know which one is which. How can I possibly find out? You're probably wondering where the ineffective Scottish Conan guy is tonight. Well, he's got human fever. He's had to stay home. Tonight, the show will be presented by me, Bill O'Reilly. See you in a minute.
It's hard to stay up, it's been a long, long day, and you've got the same man at your door. But hang on, leave the TV on, and let's do it anyway. It's okay, tomorrow's just your future yesterday.
Ladies and gentlemen, Craig Ferguson.
That's enough. No, that's enough. Quietly, everyone. Quietly, please. Please, let's have some dignity in the studio. And when I say studio, I mean closet. Drafty closet. With a hole in the roof. But I don't care because I've got you. You too, ladies. Oh, it's a great day for America, everybody. It's a great day. Yes. Yes, it is. No, it is. The gay marriages began this week in Iowa, which is great news for the gay Iowans. Or the Guyowans, as they are now. Do we have a picture of the first gay marriage in Iowa? There you are. Oh, that's delightful. Well, there goes this year's budget. Hey, did you hear about Arlen Specter, the senator? He left the Republican Party. He's become a Democrat. What? It's very odd to switch teams like this. Who does he think he is? Lindsay Lohan? You can't do that. He announced he'd become a Democrat, and the Republicans are like, yeah, he's been a Democrat for about 15 years. Scientists. Remember scientists? You know, the mad hair, the white coats, it's just the talking in accents like this. Well, you know what they've done? They've cloned dogs. But they've cloned dogs that glow in the dark. Why? Well done, scientists. You've made it easier for Michael Vick to find dogs now. Ruh-oh, we're ruminous. It's a very bad day in America for potty mouths. And when I say potty mouths, I mean people like me, you know, who swear. Especially on TV, because today the Supreme Court said that the government can continue its crackdown on TV swearing. I can't even say crackdown. That's swearing. I can't live by your rules, man. Now, I love to swear, I love to curse, I love to cuss. But when I cuss, CBS TV, you know, the cuss on the TV, not in my real life. I can cuss in my real life. Everybody's like, fine, help yourself, it's America. But on TV, they pixelate my mouth. So you can't see what I'm saying. It's great. It's the best effect we have on this show. It's better than that thing about the gay Iowan marriage, anyway. Anyway, there's been a brouhaha in the world of broadcasting. I can't even say brouhaha either. The TV stations have been getting fined by the government for years, and the TV stations are saying, it's not fair, we can't help it if someone swears on our station. And today the Supreme Court says, it is too fair, and we're going to continue to fine the people. Now, this all started because Cher said a bad word on an award show a few years ago. I don't know what it was. It might have been brouhaha. I can't believe Cher would swear, do you believe in me? I think the government should give Cher a break. She's an American institution, Cher, and she looks terrific. Do we have a picture of Cher? There she is. God bless her. Natural as the day she was born. Now, even although I love to swear, and I do, I love it, I agree with the Supreme Court ruling today. What, Craig? Yes. You don't know me. See, people on TV can't be allowed to swear like a bunch of sailors. You can't have that. Why do we associate sailors with swearing? It seems wrong. Sailors do so much more than that. They protect America's shores. They keep us safe from pirates. They wear very cute outfits. Call me Popeye. See you in Iowa. Well, I'm kidding. Iowa doesn't have a coast. Don't be ridiculous. You can't sail to Iowa. Not yet. What am I talking about? On regular TV, you can get fined if you accidentally show a nipple. And it's hard to keep mine in check. Sometimes they have a mind of their own, all three of them bursting to be free. Anyway, the government organisation that enforces all of this is called the FCC. Now, here's what the FCC says. They say that it is a violation of federal law to air indecent programming or profane language. Now, I am fine with that, except how do you define indecent programming? It's subjective. To some people, this show is indecent. To many people, this show is indecent. And this particular one tonight... No, some people think that this show is indecent, not just because I take my pants off during the interviews. Here's something that's weird to me, right? Listen, it is not okay to say certain words on TV, but it is perfectly acceptable on TV to show acts of extreme violence. Why? Why? If I know, I tell you that. See the effect we used there? It was awesome, wasn't it? No, people use words like sex and violence like they're the same thing. They're not the same thing. They're different. They're extremely different. One is a hateful business that involves tears, shouting, usually ends up with me in bandages. And then there's violence. Now, there are still, don't panic, there are still certain words that I can say to describe sex on TV, and that's all right. I can still say, oh, you know what, though? You know what? You can't say words like the one I just said, the pixelated one, right? You can't say that one. I won't say it again. I won't say it again. I didn't say it. Will you pixelate that? You pixelate my hand? All right. Yeah, pixelate that. All right. And from all of this, all I can take is that it's okay to advertise a pill that helps you get an erection on TV. You just can't talk about on TV what you do with the erection once you get it. I love the erection advertised. You know, a guy goes, finally I've got an erection, I can go for a walk on the beach with my partner. Oh, great! I can wear a sweater around my neck. I've missed this, honey, have you? I sure have. Anyway, what I was saying is there are some words that describe sex that are still acceptable to say on TV. You know, words like stooping, boinking, humping, skin rodeoing, sausage wrestling, wildcat drilling. I don't know if that's a real one. I don't know if any of them are real. Anyway, if everyone was allowed to swear on TV, here's my point. It would help. It would make the TV dramas more realistic, because sometimes no one swears in the TV drama, and it's just like they come home, their house has been robbed, everybody's been trashed, there's, graffiti all over the wall, their car's been stolen, their dog's like... and they go, ah, jeepers, look at this. We gotta take a break. We'll be right back with more swearing. Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show where, rest assured, there'll be no swearing or cussing. None at all. Wasn't doing it. You know, could you do me a favour? Could you just, at home, could you just imagine your own cuss word? Oh. All right, this is from... do we have time for emails? Yes. It's a rhetorical question. We do them every night. Sorry, I didn't mean to say it like that. We do them every night. Hey, wait a minute. Does this really mean the FCC can personally fine me? I'd just like to apologise for my earlier remarks. It wasn't my fault. I've been under a lot of stress, and I'm gonna go to rehab and become a lesbian. Actually, I might. This is from Nikki in Lakehurst, New Jersey. Nikki says, "Dear Craig, in cereal commercials, they always say part of a complete balanced breakfast, and then they show a whole bunch of other tasty food. If they show that other food, why don't they include it all with the cereal?" You know, when I got halfway through reading that, I was like, oh, why am I even reading this? I don't know. Do you know the trouble is, I will be honest with you, at breakfast time, I like to have a small breakfast. I know people say, oh, no, have a large breakfast. But I say a small breakfast, because if I have a large breakfast, what it does is it says to me the rest of the day, Mr. Tummy is open and ready for business. And I get hungry all day. I'm hungry all day. If I have a small, tiny breakfast, perhaps, just a few rashers of bacon, some pancakes, large cup of coffee, and some cereal, and 4 eggs. Then that's usually enough. This is from Brock in Haley in Idaho. Brock. That's a good name if you're a badger, isn't it? No, when I was growing up, there used to be a kids show on TV, and there was a badger on it who was friendly, and he was called Brock. This is probably not from him. He's in Haley, Idaho. Brock says, "Dear Craig, why do women wear belts even when they don't need them, like when they wear dresses?" You're not a big fan of the Project Runway, are you, Brock? See, the thing is, women, and men too, lots of men and women, they like fashion. Fashion, it's like you'll add a belt or something just because it looks nice. All right, this is from Blaine in Candia, New Hampshire. Candia, isn't that thing you get? No, it is, isn't it? Candida. Candida. This is from Candida, New Hampshire. "Dear Craig, I wanted to get a Kindle, but I'm afraid of abandoning the traditional book. Have you ever used one before, and did you like it?" I did. I have used a Kindle before, but I got Candia from it. I have used the Kindle. Have you used the Kindle yet? It's like a book. Oh, by the way, may I just say that my book... I've written a book. Another one? Yeah, that's 2 books. I know. Anyway, look. I've written another book. And all over the country, one or two people are like, oh, when's it coming out? Well, I'll tell you, September the 15th, HarperCollins. It's called American on Purpose, and it's got a picture of me in the front cover wearing a Stars and Stripes kilt. Perhaps you could pre-order now on Amazon and get it for your Kindle. I don't know if there's a Kindle version. There probably is, isn't there? It's just words. Great words all put together in a fantastic and entertaining story. This is from Kendall in Heartland in Maine. Kendall says, Dear Craig, have you ever run from the cops and gotten away? All the way to the airport out of Scotland, yeah. Yeah, I got away. Did you just cough there? Yeah. Well, cover your mouth, will you? Just went, like that. And the Swedish twins are like, what? And I'm like, what if Howie Mandel was on the show? He's a germaphobe. What's a germaphobe? A gay German? Or a gay person that doesn't like Germans. I can't remember. We should probably cut that out, especially if I can get fined for swearing. Can I really get fined? Can I really personally get fined for swearing? Well, I quit then. Welcome back to the big show. Look, I didn't quit. I stormed off into the area that, would be a dressing room in a real studio, but actually is just, just over there. Slightly less leaky area backstage than the leaky area out. Anyway, I went back there, and the CBS powers came over, and they reassured me that if I don't swear ever again, they'll pick it up. They'll, take care of it. They'll pay any fines. They said that to me. They don't remember saying it to me. But now that I've said it on TV, it's legal. Anyway, I won't swear again. I'm deeply sorry, and I'm sorry if you're up this late at night and you never heard a swear word before. I know I am. I'm sorry. Some people get very upset by the swear words, and I know I'm sorry if I upset you. I can't be sincere with this. All right. I'm sorry if you're a member of the Supreme Court and I upset you. There. Now, recently, President Obama released top-secret memos from the Bush administration. The memos authorized the use of very harsh interrogation techniques. It's ignited national debate on torture. So here with an in-depth report, live from Washington, D.C., it's our very own Tim Meadows, everybody. Tim Meadows is here. Hey there.
Thank you.
How are you doing, Tim?
I'm sorry, Craig. Did you say how am I doing or who am I doing?
I said how. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm good, Craig. If you would have asked who am I doing, I would have said two chicks at the same time. Yeah, they're back in my hotel room. I know what you're thinking. No, they're not a couple of prostitutes. Only one of them is.
I didn't want to know any of that. Anyway, these newly released memos were used to justify the use of waterboarding. What can you tell us about this interrogation technique?
Well, Craig, I've had a little experience with waterboarding, and it's every bit as awful as they say. In fact, I brought a picture. Prepare yourself. It's very disturbing.
All right.
Yeah.
Come on, Tim.
It's horrible.
It's boogie boarding. It looks like you were having a good time. Show me that picture again. Yeah, come on.
No, you're wrong, Craig. Things got ugly. Sand got so far up my crack every time I went to the bathroom, it looked like I pooped a sandcastle.
All right, that's enough.
Yeah.
Knock that off. I don't want to get fined.
Sorry.
All right, Tim, do you think these memos will affect our reputation abroad? I mean, this would be terrible if it gave the U.S. a black eye.
Oh, a black eye would be terrible. I get it. Yeah, because I'm black. You racist maniac. You don't want a black eye, Craig? How about a black finger?
Oh, no, don't! No. Come on!
Yeah, that's right. I don't care about a fine. And when you're done with that, you can kiss a black ass.
All right, stop. Knock it off.
Yeah.
You'll get fined.
All right.
Let's focus on the memos. Last week, people were calling for the prosecution of the Bush administration officials, but this week, everyone's focused on the outbreak of the swine flu.
Yeah. Is that a coincidence, Craig? Or is swine flu a diversion manufactured by George W. Bush to take our attention away from these torture memos? Yeah, I apologize for just blowing your audience's mind.
Tim, I want you to understand me here.
Yeah.
What you are saying sounds crazy to my ears.
Think about it, Craig. Who would have the ability to create a pig virus? What about the kind... Yeah. What about the king of pigs? Karl Rove. Dun, 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 dun.
I don't know, Tim. That's a bit far-fetched.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Is it, Craig? Is it?
Yeah. Yeah, it is.
Okay, first they tried to distract us with that hypnotic singing woman, Susan Boyle.
Oh, yeah.
You know who I'm talking about?
Do you have a photograph? Well, come on, let's see.
I don't have one.
Oh, no, come on. Surely you must
you
have...
mean this one?
Oh, no. Yeah, you're right. Look.
She looks suspiciously like Karl Rove
Yeah,
wearing
wow.
a dress. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, you might be onto something there, Tim, an odd time, but you are. I'm worried that you know too much, Tim. Aren't you afraid someone will come after you for this information?
Oh, yeah, right. Who are they going to send after me, Craig, huh?
I dreamed a dream.
Oh, holy crap. It's Susan Boyle.
When hope was high and life worth living, I dreamed that love would never die. I dreamed that God would be forgiven.
Oh, Tim, look out! It's got a gun! Oh!
Voice so unexpectedly beautiful.
You shot Tim Meadows! Why? Why? We'll be right back with John McEnroe, everybody. We'll be right back.
When I was young and unafraid, had dreams of being and news that we stayed. There was no uncertain pain.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back. Welcome back to the show. The show that's so flippin' great, everyone's going, hi diggity. Please, Supreme Court, I don't make much money here. You know, give me a second chance, will you? I beg you. From the bottom of my heart. Sorry, that was just a personal message to the Supreme Court. My first guest tonight is a legendary tennis player. He's the legendary tennis player, actually, if you ask me. He's now the spokesman for the 50 over 50 Prostate Health Challenge. Grow up! Please welcome John McEnroe, everybody. Let me just start, John, by apologising for these people who were laughing at the Prostate Health Challenge. I think that's...
Don't you have a lot of people in your audience or watching on TV that have to take a lot of leaks in the middle, during the show?
That's the only viewers we get.
Go to a doctor and get a checkup, okay? Right. This is about health, maintaining a lifestyle, fitness. I mean, I look pretty good for 50, right?
Yeah.
And besides that, kiss my ass, okay?
You get fined. You can't talk like that. You'll get fined.
I used to get fined, Craig.
On the
you
court,
know this.
yeah.
On the court when I yelled and cursed at an umpire. Now I get fined if I don't do that. So that's
can't win.
No, I do win now. See, you remember that line? You grew up in Scotland, right?
I did, yes.
You cannot be serious. We're similar age. You need to get it. You're a pretty hyped up guy. You should think about a prostate checkup.
Oh, I get it often.
You like it?
Yeah. I'm one a week, and you don't even need to be a doctor. I'll have one just for supper and a kind word.
What are you saying?
I'm just saying. No,
you have something to tell me?
No. I do get the prostate checks done once a year.
I mean, it's better safe than sorry, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, guys are afraid to go see the doctor. We're too cool or too macho. We get the missus to push us to get a checkup. You go see what your options are. It's a good thing. You don't have to laugh at me in the intro.
Yeah, knock it off.
Man,
that was the guy.
Can we do that over?
No, that was the guy. That was the guy that coughed that started that laugh. He coughed.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't want to wish anyone but good health on people.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
So go to a doctor, get a checkup, and we'll all be happy and healthy, okay? My father had prostate cancer.
Oh, dear.
Knock on wood, he's doing great.
Oh, good.
And we want to catch it before there's even an issue.
It's one of those ones you get it early and you'll be all right.
Exactly.
Right,
yes.
Okay. Well, that's what. How did you get involved in that? Because of your dad, I guess.
I think because they saw some of my dad to some extent. I think they were looking for a guy 50 because it's a 50 over 50 prostate health challenge. There's a limited amount of 50-year-olds that are as good looking as I am. And I like to think that I take pride in maintaining good fitness.
Great. Do you still play a lot of tennis?
I still play. I get out there in the seniors tour.
Do you have one arm that's much more developed than the other arm?
Rod Laver was my idol. You might be thinking of him. He had the huge arms. Other guys like Vilas, some of the guys I grew up idolizing. And I'm the only guy, Craig, in history that was the #1 player in the world for 4 years. I was, and I had the exact same size arm.
Yeah, because
why
one of
is
my
it?
arms.
Does that mean I just don't hit the ball very hard, or?
No, I think.
Wait. Why is one of your arms bigger? What are you about to say?
I was just going to say.
I mean, man.
One of my arms is stronger than the other arm, and I don't even play tennis. Is what I was going to say. That's all.
So you got a finger.
No. Now look, why do you?
And you got a huge arm.
This is not true. Now, the last time I saw you was in a party in Malibu. And I've only ever been to 2 parties in my life in Malibu. And they were both Regis Philbin's birthday party. So it must be Regis Philbin's birthday party that I saw you at.
That's right. That's
exactly. Are you a
right.
friend of Regis?
I am a friend of Regis. I mean,
really?
A lot of people are, but he's a legend.
Do you guys go and get,
go check our...
prostates together?
Yeah. We haven't done that yet, but Regis, thankfully, look at the guy.
He's in great shape. Now, what is he's like? Early 90s.
I think he's 95.
95, yeah. And boy, he's got the pep and the vigor.
He's great. I mean, Dave rips him every monologue, and I'm sure you do also.
No, not much. No.
But he's a good man, and the Hesses, where the house was, are great people. So it's all good. I mean, Regis is amazing. I mean, I did a talk show real briefly. You do a great job, by the way.
Thanks very much. Yeah, thank you.
So I did one on for about 6 months before I got canned, and Regis came on. Was nice enough to come on the show. He goes, "See, it's not so easy. It's not so easy doing a talk show."
Regis can keep talking about anything. He can just go and go and go. He talks forever, Regis.
I saw it when you were on Dave, by the way. He said the same thing about you. So
Did he?
You tell me how that went.
Did he? Was he nice about me, or was he mean about me?
You know he was nice about you.
Well, he better be.
Yeah,
that's all I'm saying.
When's your contract up? Are you about to renew?
Soon, yeah, soon. Probably tonight after all the cussing I did during No, it's coming up, yeah.
No, so, and oh, by the way, that's quite
you like this?
I'm not sure I like that.
Come on. That's what you call... This is my signature piece. Like, Dave has his talent, I have the cup.
How long have you had this? I think this is a reasonably new thing.
Yeah, it's fairly new. Yeah, it's about a week. Why don't you have a drink out of your cup? Go on. Oh, hey. Oh, yeah.
Cheers.
How you feel now, world champ? Huh? It's a status thing with the guests. I like to do. Lord it over them.
So that's part of your thing growing up in Scotland and...
No, we didn't have rattlesnakes in Scotland. Where did you grow up?
I grew up in Douglaston, Queens. In
Any
New York
rattlesnakes
City.
in Queens?
There's some snakes, but not
there's some snakes in Queens, yeah. Do you live there now, or do you live in Malibu
I have a home in Malibu. I have 6 kids, but I live in New York.
Whoa.
Yeah.
6 kids?
6 kids, yeah. ranged from 10 to 23, 2 marriages, so
Right.
we're like the Brady Bunch, except we had a couple kids together. You know, they... Why is that? What is with this
What's wrong
crowd?
with you people? You laughed at the prostate, you oohed him for having children? What the hell is wrong with you? Do you know what? I think they're all Swedish.
Let me explain this to you. They had 3 kids each, okay? Their first marriage, they had 3 kids, and the guy was gay, okay? So there was tough to have more kids.
Who was gay? The first husband of the...
You know the guy. I'm sorry. I take that back. I don't know anything about that. Could we pretend I didn't say that?
Sure. Wait.
Anyone remember the guy's name in the...
Robert Reed.
Robert, yeah, you just hung me out to dry there. You knew all along what I was saying.
I did not know all along.
You can be serious.
Oh, no, why are you doing this to me? Don't make me the umpire. Have you still got the temper, do you think?
I still have it.
Really? Have the kids got it? The 6 kids? Are they angry?
It's a loud dinner table.
Yeah.
It is a loud dinner table. But hopefully they have some of that fire in the belly. That's what I'm hoping for. They find, you know, they got a strong case of affluenza, a little bit. They got it too good, but they're good kids. Listen, you got the energy still. You quit drinking like 20 years ago or something like that.
17, yeah.
17 years ago. But you still, you know, the beauty of it is some people just, they fade away. They're not as funny. You know, they thought that they needed that to be funny, but look at you, man.
I wasn't funny when I was drinking.
You weren't. I heard you were pretty funny.
No, I was more like that. I was like,
Was your hair like that when you were young? I mean,
It would go like that after one drink. Only one drink, poof, like this.
Hey, I'm jealous.
I'm telling you, you be careful. You've embarrassed me once in front of the Scandinavian twins, and then you laughed at his prostate.
You need a checkup.
Can I ask you a favor?
Yeah.
You're a good-looking man, right? I'm not hitting on you, but you're good-looking, and you're 50.
50. Yeah.
And your hair isn't dyed. Now, I don't dye my hair, but I get a little pressure from the folks to dye it. You ever dyed your hair?
I've dyed it. I have tried it a couple
Really?
times, yeah.
And how did it turn out?
It didn't turn out particularly good, although I'm not totally against the idea. I mean, your hair looks good. You got that sandy mix. I mean, my parents got prematurely gray at like 30 years old.
My dad was gray at 30.
I'm just happy to have some hair.
Yeah, me too.
I don't care if it's blue, red, or gray. So I'm thinking that maybe that's not such a... I mean, I used to be totally against it. What do you think? Do you think I should...
Well, I'm not against you dyeing your hair.
Yeah.
I'm kind of against me dyeing mine.
You have the good mix, though, right?
Well, for now.
What are you, how old are you?
47 in 2 months. 1 month. Next month. A couple of weeks. I'm 75. No, I'm coming up on 47, but I look older because I get drunk for a long time. Were you a big drinker back in the day? Were you a wild man?
I'm not a wild man. I mean, I was a bit towards that...
Well, you had that edge, that world champion kind of...
There was an edge. I mean, growing up in New York, I mean, you just had to fight your way out of there, and it's a great place to grow up. But listen, it's a different time. In the early 80s, if you did something, partook in something, if anything, you would hurt what you were trying to accomplish on the tennis court. Nowadays... Right. If you see athletes, I mean, if they're involved in something, almost all the time it's like a performance-enhancing thing.
Yeah, no.
We wanted to ruin our careers.
It's true. It's a whole different set of drugs.
It's a whole different thing.
Do you know I lived in New York in the early 80s?
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I did. Yeah.
Where part?
Lower East Village. Avenue A.
That's a rough place to hang out.
It was then, yeah. I was on a motorcycle once. I was a motorbike and I was drunk and I fell off and this cop came over and he said, license and registration, and I gave him a British driver's license because that's all I had. And he looked at it and he went, you know how much paperwork I would have to do with this? I went, no, I have no idea, officer. And he went, get the out of here.
I mean, that is in a nutshell what you got to love about New York cops. I mean, they're the best.
They're pragmatic.
When I was younger, and a similar type of thing, when I was younger, I had a couple drinks, and I don't recommend, totally against it. I got 21, 22-year-old sons and 23-year-old stepdaughter, not to drink and drive.
No, don't, no, my God,
Not to drink and drive, and get your prostate checked. But I was on a...
Not necessarily at 22. You can probably let it coast for a while.
I think you're coasting there, but I made a left turn on a red light, you know, just... because I thought I was too cool or I could do it, and pulled over by the cops, you know, come over, and they look at the driver's license. John, Don't make a left turn on a red. Get out of here.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah,
You know,
well,
and
I mean,
they took
that's
care of me.
lucky.
You know, and, well, it is lucky in a way, and
What
it was
about,
wrong,
you know,
but
they're
good men.
What about Phelps, right? He's
Michael
you know,
Phelps, yeah.
this is a terrific athlete, right?
Incredible.
At the peak of his powers, what you'd probably think. I mean, an amazing sportsman. He's using some downtime. He goes to a party and you know, and has a couple of hits on a bong, and now he's like the evil genius of swimming. Do you think that's fair?
First of all, you know, it's all the more impressive that he won 8 and that he was smoking some, you know, again.
I know. I'm like, wow, because, you know, when I don't do it anymore, but back in the day, I take a bong, I don't want to go for a swim. I want to watch TV.
You want to watch TV and listen to the latest Pink Floyd
Yes,
album.
I'm not like, let me go and win 7 gold medals or something, or 8.
But I think that in a way it's sad because people presumably that were supposedly friends of his were there and they let all this stuff out now, and it's a shame. He's a kid though, but the beauty of it is that I think when they look back on it, they'll realize that this guy, he'll be better off as a person and humble him a bit, and maybe he'll fire him up because he probably wouldn't have gotten to the Olympics now. The next one, the one that's in London, and maybe he'll feel like he's got something to prove, motivate him.
Is it fair, do you think, though? I mean, because you were fiercely competitive in competitive tennis, and yet, you know, I don't think anyone was upset with you at that time. You weren't expected to be a paragon of virtue, were you? Actually, a lot of people were upset now as I think about it.
If you, I mean, they were getting on me pretty good in England. You know,
oh, and I remember it. Well, we loved you in Scotland because you would cuss out all the English umpires. We were like, he can come here anytime he likes. He's very welcome.
You know, Murray's got that same edge. He's Scottish, so there's sort of there's a love-hate thing, and I was Irish, so it was sort of Irish-American. I'm not Irish, but I knew enough about it and know that we wanted to kick the umpires, the English ones' asses, basically. And so it was, but the irony for me now is that I come back there, I work on the BBC, which is the English, the main, like the CBS.
It's like the CBS of Britain, It's just that good.
And they've accepted me and sort of seen me in a different light, that hopefully I have a little bit of a sense of humor and don't take myself quite as seriously. So it's sort of come full circle. And now I know I've made it because at 50, I've made it on the Craig Ferguson show.
There you are, and we'll check your prostate at the brother. John McEnroe, everybody, we'll be right back.
What did we learn on the show tonight, Craig?
That cat could be fined for that. What did we learn on the show today? We learned that I am now personally responsible for my language on the show, and because of that, I think we all noticed that the cussing was at an absolute minimum this evening. Here's one member of the media who understands a stern warning when he gets it. Anyway, I've found a way around the censorship. How can you fine a prosthetic hand? You can. Now, if the hand was somehow arranged so that when you pulled the lever, it went like this. You're going to pixelate that? How can you pixelate that? It's plastic. All right. Well, apparently that's pixelated too, so you'll just have to imagine what I'm doing with this hand right now. You know, we've spent all our budget on pixelation tonight. We've got no money left at all. Nothing for farty cats or anything. Well, I think we've all learned something. Good night, everybody. Good night.